Alrighty, Swimming Upstream, episode 61. I am not joined with Alex Carver, with Eli Sussman pinch hitting for Alex today, but we have a very, very special guest on. We have Jakob Marsee of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, recently acquired in the Luis Arias trade, one of the four players acquired in that trade. Jakob, what's up? Welcome, first of all, to Fish on First, and welcome to, I guess, the Marlins organization. We're very excited to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So we need to start with a few things about the trade itself. Well, about a full month ago, you were playing a game, right? When you found out the news, could you just take us through who told you about it and how the rest of your night went from there?
Yeah, so I had just gotten out and I was coming back to the dugout and I was like sitting on the bench and I looked and my trainer was on the phone talking to one of the other staff members and he was they're kind of looking at me weird, and I was like, something's going on. Either they're mad at me for some reason and I'm coming out of the game, because I heard him say well, who's going to play outfield? And then all of a sudden I saw him go over and tell the manager that they need to get Martorella out of the game, and they got him out of the game. So I went over to him and was where's he going? Where's he getting traded to? Because I knew what was going on at that point, and he was like, you're going too. And I was like, no way, where are we going? And he told me Miami, so I was just pretty pumped. And then obviously turn of events really quick. I had to get in the car and drive over here and everything, but it's been good since then.
And that moment kind of went viral from Martorella, because he was not only in the game, but he was on second base. So where were you when that exchange happened? Were you in the dugout, or were you already back in the clubhouse or something?
Yeah, so I was in the dugout. I was at the end of the dugout, and when he came off the field, I was the first person to talk to him, and I was like, we're going to Miami. And so we had that. It was a cool interaction between us, and obviously exciting being able to do it together. So that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and one more thing on that, you found out you were going to Miami. How long until you figured out it was in exchange for Luis Arias? How does that change your reaction to the deal when you figure out not only a trade, but it's going the other way for this all-star player in the prime of his career? How does that change the way that you think about it, considering that you're involved in something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, just knowing a team wants you by trading for you is super exciting. But then for it to be for a guy like Luis Arias, it definitely makes it even more special, just because how good of a player he is, and they're willing to give him up to get you. I mean, it means a lot. So it definitely made it exciting knowing that they wanted me over here.
Do you feel maybe any added pressure knowing the type of player Luis Arias is, two-time batting champ, soon to be three-time batting champ, an all-star? Do you feel any pressure knowing that, that's the player you were traded for?
No, honestly, I don't ever put pressure on myself. I just try to be the best version of myself, and clearly they saw something they liked in the way I played the game. So I always play with a chip on my shoulder in general. So I think just it just fuels the fire a little bit more, but I don't think I don't put any pressure on myself. I just try to be me every day.
Been here for about a month now. Just have you spoken to any of the front office members, Peter, maybe Gabe Kapler, Rachel, just any of those folks?
My agent has talked to them, I think, a little bit more than I have. I've only talked to Rachel a little bit, and I was just getting set up with coming over here. She tell me where I'm going and all that stuff. But I think they're just trying to let me get settled in before they really have any too deep of conversations with me or anything like that. I think they're just trying to let me be and not put any pressure on me or anything like that.
Now, diving through your history, not just in the minors, but even going back to college, what jumps out, even at Central Michigan, in summer ball, in rookie ball, in the fall league, now at AA, you draw a lot of walks. It's a really high walk rate. You're always at 14% or higher, even higher this year so far since coming over in the trades. What is it about your skill set or your approach at the plate that every single step of the way you're getting on base so much by drawing walks? Because it's a really rare thing to see that kind of consistency from a player, especially when they're still in the minors.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just really take pride in my approach and at the plate, and try to do what I can just to get the best pitch I can hit. So I can drive the ball, but at the same time, that helps lead into getting a good hitters counts and stuff like that, and not giving into what the pitcher wants to give me. And I take a lot of pride in that too, because I know as a base runner, I'm way more effective of being on base than I am being in the dugout. So I'd rather be on first by a walk or a slap single than striking out or something like that. So I just want to make it as hard as possible on that pitcher, and it just is only going to help me and my teammates behind me. So it's just something that I've always kind of been doing, but at the same time, I learned a lot in college about really working on that approach and making it better. So.
At MPT College Consulting, they pride themselves on helping clients navigate the college application process. This includes preparation for standardized testing, guidance through high school, assistance with essays and applications, and choosing the right college. Their work is always geared towards the specific needs of the individual client as they strive to make this process as stress-free for the family as possible. Visit them today at mptcollegeconsulting.com to learn more about their services and schedule a free consultation.
You know, we spoke a little bit about the offense side. Defensively, I believe you've played almost every single game in center field. Just talk to us a little bit about how much pride you take in your defense, because this is an organization that, you know, before you got here at least, lacked some center field depth, and you've been able to provide a lot of it. You could play all three outfield spots. Just talk to us a little bit about how much pride you take in your defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I know that even when I'm not hitting, like, I can make an impact on the game. And I try to go out there and MVP every day and work on my routes, get the best reads off the bat, go to the ball and stuff like that. And that's just something that I've always take pride in, just trying to make the easy play, obviously easy. And then I want to make all those difficult plays too, because it's hard enough for the pitchers and I want to make it easier for them. So any chance I can to help them out, I've been trying to do. And it's something that I've always took pride in, just because I know that's something that you can control. Rather hitting, you can be hitting good and not get the results, where defense, you can always control that.
We're here with Jakob Marsee here on Swimming Upstream. You may have noticed already, it's only been a month since you've come over and started playing in the Southern League. It has been a crazy pitcher-friendly league so far this season. A lot of 1-0 games and 2-1 games. I'm wondering how it is that you look at your numbers since coming over. Because on the surface, if somebody just glances at afar, they see you're hitting 222, you have 3 home runs in the course of a month. But you consider the environment that you guys are playing in, where 1 run and 2 runs usually wins the game. The league adjusted numbers for you are great. They say that you've been maybe the best hitter on the team this month, even though obviously all these games are low scoring. By weighted runs created plus, that's a stat that we use a lot, you're 40% better than the league average hitter. Does it feel to you like you're on a hot streak, or do you just see that all these games are low scoring and you can do more? How do you process playing in a pitcher friendly league like this?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really look at any of the too far into analytics. Obviously I grew up just looking at batting average, and I'm just dang, I'm hitting 220, this sucks. But when I was in San Antonio with before I came over here, that place was even harder to hit at than probably these places that we're playing at. So I'm kind of used to it. I just try to do what I can and control what I can, and that's having a good ABs and hitting the ball hard and helping the team win games. But I definitely think when you look at my numbers this year, that it definitely doesn't show how I've actually been doing. And I think I've known that just as long as I keep having good at bats and hitting the ball hard, everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to be. And that's just what I keep telling myself, just to keep going, having good at bats and helping the team win games. And the numbers will take care of themselves. And when it's time for me to move to a place where the ball goes a little bit better, then it'll work out. But I try not to look at those too much, but it definitely can get frustrating at times, but I try not to let it.
I guess what were the biggest differences for you from San Antonio now in Pensacola? You speak about, little San Antonio being a little harder to hit the ball there than Pensacola. Just, I guess, what are the biggest differences you've noticed from, that league you played in San Antonio, now the Southern League?
I think when you went on the road in San Antonio, the ball, it either played neutral or in the hitter's favor a little bit. That was the biggest difference, I think. But all the pitchers we faced here so far are really good, but all the pitchers over there are really good too. So, honestly, the biggest difference for me personally, the beach is here, and I like the beach. So that's good for me.
So we have to circle back to Martorella, who was also included in this deal, and he was a big piece of this deal as well. The Marlins think really highly of him, and now he's playing right alongside you in Pensacola right now. I mean, looking at the history of you guys who entered pro ball at the same time, you've been with him every step of the way, all the way up through the Padres organization and here right now. So can you just tell us about how close are you guys as friends, and what do you guys have in common? What makes, and also just what makes him a good player?
Yeah. We honestly have been roommates like almost every step of the way so far. So I spent a lot of time with him. We went to low A together to start. We started in high together. We didn't move up to double A until we both were ready. We went to the fall league together. So I mean, I've got to spend a lot of time with him, and we just definitely have helped our relationship, like not only off the field, but on the field, being able to help each other out in our games and just provide like insight to what we see about like how each other's doing and stuff like that. But I mean, he has a good approach, drives the ball. I mean, he can hit. He hits it everywhere he's going so far, and he's definitely been like a little bit unlucky so far too. So I think he's just someone that's going to consistently give you good ABs. He'll walk still, and he drives the ball. So he's definitely a really good hitter. And then obviously he's been able to go out in the outfield a little bit too. So he's a little bit versatile on defense.
Yeah, one of the biggest things you've done since you've gotten here is really work the opposite field. You have a 38.1 opposite field percentage. I believe that's one of the highest in this whole farm system. Just how much work have you put into that aspect of your game specifically, and how much do you think it's helped you so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always tried to use the whole field and just take the pitch where it's like taking me, obviously. And I think just so far I've been hitting the ball more opposite field. But it's not that I'm trying to hit it over there. It's just like if I'm in a good spot and I'm able to drive the ball the other way, then that's when I know my swing's at the best. So I think me being able to use the opposite field and get hits and stuff just only shows me that I'm in a good place at the plate. So it's not that I'm trying to go over there. It's just where the ball is going right now. And I'm whatever results in hits and on base. So
what particular things are you working on this year, whether it was entering the season or since being traded? What do you think, what aren't you totally satisfied with yet that you think you have to address in order to be a big leaguer?
I think just consistency and my at-bats, and just I think I've always had good at-bats, but I think just making sure I can consistently either get on base or hit the ball hard, and just something that I've always tried to do, and that's something you can always get better at. And then I worked on my arm a lot in the outfield, so just getting that better to improve and stuff. But other than that, nothing like too deep. Not trying to overcomplicate things, especially during the season or anything like that.
And one of the last things from me, I saw on Instagram that just this past offseason, you were down in Miami. Can you tell us like what brought you out there and what you did while you were down there? Was that your first time going to Miami?
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend just went on vacation, and she was like, let's go to Miami. And I was like, okay. And I had never actually like been there before, but we pretty much just stayed on like South Beach the whole time, and we're just chilling on the beach. But we didn't really go into like Miami by the field or anything like that. So I haven't been over there yet, but it is kind of crazy that I was literally just in Miami, and then it happened. But yeah, that was kind of funny. That was like, we joked around a lot about that a lot after it happened.
And as a guy that likes the beach, that's probably a place that you can see yourself living not too long from now and playing ball down there. You'd probably be pretty happy in Miami.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as long as they want me in, I can play and help the team win. I'm definitely down to go down there and live in the warm weather and be by the beach all the time. So that doesn't sound too bad to me.
Alrighty, so we're gonna wrap it up here with Jakob Marsee. Jacob, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the time. From Jacob, Eli, myself, we'll see you guys all on the next episode of Swimming Upstream. Peace out and go fish.